Hey YouTube, it's Dawson Rider here with a review of the Ben 10 Omniverse 4-inch Alien Collection Wave 1 review. Although they're technically not 4 inches anymore, they're like 3.75. But anyway, I'm glad to finally be bringing this review. It took me a while to get my hands on these guys. So to start this review off, I'm just going to take a quick look at the packaging. Just because we got a packaging change, obviously, for the Alien Collection. Obviously, it's pretty much the same as all the other packages you've seen for Omniverse, style-wise, with just the kind of mainly green colors, a little bit like black mixed in. You got the picture of Teen Ben up here, Ben 10 Omniverse logo. The only real thing of note is the packaging's got a bit bigger. We have more of a big circular packaging here. This is for, I believe this was Teen Ben. You have the figure there, and then the skateboard was here, and then it just says the name of the figure you have here. It's funny because both Bens just say Ben on there. It doesn't say like Teen Ben and just Ben or whatever. There's no little picture of like the alien there if you get an alien figure. And then on the back you just get some more advertisements for the rest of the line and all the things that come in this wave, and then it works with the Omnitrix challenge. So I thought I would just show that, because we usually get new packages every time the new toy line comes out. So, for this wave, we get 11-year-old Ben, 16-year-old Ben, Rook, Feedback, and Bloxx, if you couldn't tell already. So let's just go ahead and go left to right and take a look at the figures. Here we have 11-year-old Ben. This is Ben pretty much from the original series, but a year older, but now in the new art style. Quite a small little figure indeed, and they have been downsized. And we'll be doing a size comparison in a minute, but I'll take a look at him. His head sculpt's not that bad. I really don't feel it looks... I mean, I guess it's a weirder art style to try to capture, but I just don't feel that his face looks as his face looks as accurate as some of the older Ben 10 figures of like humans. So I don't know. It just doesn't look quite like it does on the show. Like, because the only reason I bring that up so much is because, like, what I'll show in a second is that, like, the Kid Ben from the original series figures and Alien Force Ben, their faces are pretty accurate. I mean, his isn't, like, inaccurate, it just doesn't capture the look of it very well. I mean, it's got the hair down pretty good, it's just the face, I just feel, doesn't look quite as much like it should. And then, of course, the rest of the paint's pretty good. You have Ben's signature shirt here. You have the good old OG Omnitrix prototype, which is actually pretty well painted, I have to say. Because it's, you know, you got all the little details here where it's all black and the white little like tube things, and then it's even got like the individual little paint of the green glow and the gray. It's basically like the original figure, it's just a little bit smaller. You got his signature like cargo pants, which are painted fine. His shoes here on the back, nothing really big, no real big deal. The only bad thing is you have this number tramp stamp here on there, which is kind of annoying. Articulation-wise, his arm goes around 360. That is all it does. Both of his arms, no bending movement. His head goes around 360. No real up and down movement. His legs can go forward all the way, back a little bit, but not very much. And he does have knee articulation there. So he's not as well articulated as some of the other ones, but this is the Alien Collection. And then he does come with his skateboard here, which is just clear. And it's kind of reminiscent to the hoverboard he gets in the original series, which is kind of neat just because it looks like, you know, it opens up like that. And you can just have him right on there. There's only one peg. And you can have him right on there by the bottom of his shoe and do fun stuff like that. So at least he gets something. So here, let me just show a quick size comparison here. Here we have our 11-year-old Ben from Omniverse, and here we have the 10-year-old Ben figure from the original series. As you can see, quite a size difference. When Ben turned 11, he got smaller. The paint's all pretty much on par. This guy's arms didn't move either. Both the Omnitrixes are well painted. But as you can see, Kid Ben's face from original series is really well done. It's pretty accurate to the show compared to this one. I mean, it's not, like I said, not inaccurate, just not the best. But quite a scale difference. This almost looks like the 5-year-old version of Ben from that episode where he got turned young by that Clearwater. So, definitely a downscale. Alright, so now we have 16-year-old Ben here. We'll take a look at his face sculpt first. This is pretty bright. Let me take this off just for a sec. As you can see, there is his face. Also, I don't feel that the head sculpt captures the look of his face in the show very well. I'll turn the light back on, which is a little disappointing to me. Again, I think they got the hair right. If you look up at the picture there, like his hair kind of poofs out right here. It's on the opposite side on that, but they capture that pretty well. But otherwise, this is having a horrible time focusing. I just don't think they captured the look of the show in his face very well compared to other figures. Otherwise, the rest of it, the paint's pretty decent. You got his new 10 shirt here, which looks good, and it looks pretty cartoon accurate. His arms down here are a little bothersome, like with the joints sticking out so much. I think it's just because, like, the previous ones either didn't have joints, like that Kid Ben from the original series, or you have his jacket, like the Alien Force Ultimate Alien one. Here we have the new Omnitrix on the side, which is pretty damn well painted, I think. You got all the nice little details on there, so that's pretty good. You got Ben's new cargo pants. He switched to brown cargo pants. That's cool. Pocket details. You got his green sneakers down here. The back. Articulation-wise, both of his arms rotate around 360. You do get a single elbow joint here, which actually works pretty well. Almost like a double elbow joint. His legs can move all the way forward, a little bit back, and you do get the knee joint here and the swiveling at the head. So just a little more articulated than 11-year-old Ben. And then for him, you get the skateboard thing that you get with all of the 16-year-old Ben figures. I think I have like 3 of these. There's like a repaint for Albedo, so you just keep getting him. You can put him on here with one peg, but you can't quite reach the other one very well. It's kind of strange. But you get that, and that's fun, I guess. So now it's time for another size comparison. Here we have 16-year-old Ben from Omniverse. And now we are going to bring in the Ultimate Alien Force version. As you can see, yet again, quite a size difference. Between the age of 16 and 16 and a half, he got smaller. So yeah, definitely a size difference there. And then I just think that this guy's face is better detailed. But so yeah, quite a size difference. Okay, so now moving past the Bens. Here we have Rook. If you don't know, Rook is Ben's new partner in the show. He is sort of like an plumber agent type deal who is going to be partnered up with Ben. His face detail is pretty damn good. His head sculpt is... It's not really... I guess it is a sculpt, but it's just... it looks really painted on. Like, it looks like they put a sticker on there, but they actually did a pretty decent job of capturing his face. It doesn't quite have very much personality, but they did a decent job of capturing his look. Rook's look. The rest of the details on him are pretty solid. He's pretty basic, mainly blue and black colors, but the paint on him all looks good. No mistakes or anything, all the colors look nice, and such stuff like that. He comes with a proto tool, which is really nicely painted. It even has the Galvan Technology plumber Omnitrix symbol on there, which is really nice. And we gotta get improving how they paint the Ben 10 weapons while not painting the Power Rangers ones. Articulation-wise, you have a 360 arm joint here, single elbow joint here, 360 head articulation. His legs can go all the way back, all the way forward and all the way back, excuse me. Look how far back that is, just disturbing. And a single knee joint here, so he can actually get some better poses than 16-year-old Ben can, which is nice. So that is Rook. I don't have any like old Rooks to compare him to. Just know that he is definitely smaller. Okay, now we have our first alien, if Rook will stand to let someone else get the spotlight. Come on, Rook. Now we have Feedback. Feedback is one of 11-year-old Ben's new aliens from the show. Damn it, Rook. I really like Feedback. I really enjoy his design because it reminds me very much so of the original series, which is, you stay down there, which is obviously what they're going for. It also reminds me of Osmosis Jones for whatever reason. And I overall just really like his design. I like the color scheme definitely reminds me of the original series, and it's just really cool. So the figure itself, his tail just fell off. That's cool. That's fun times right there. It looks pretty decent. His head looks a little small, but I think they captured his personality pretty well in it. You got his antennas down here, obviously. They're kind of swinging forward. And the rest of the figure's painted pretty well. He's very basic, just all black really, with just this white down the middle. and then his little gold fingertips. But they did a pretty good job. The paint looks good. It all shines in the right way and stuff. Here you have the Omnitrix here, and it's more of this blocky design like it is supposed to be for this series, and it's got the gray outline showing you that it's the OG Omnitrix prototype. So that's all cool. Articulation wise, his arms can go around 360, but they're kind of hindered by his antennas here. He has a single elbow joint here. His legs can go forward and all the way back like Rook's, and he's got a single knee joint here. His head can move around 360, and then you got this tail here which can come off quite easily. But so that's cool. He's pretty solid. He's a pretty solid figure. The only main complaint I really have with him is that his head seems a little disproportionate. But that's really not that big of a deal. Just because he's the most normal alien. Like, he's a pretty standard alien. Like, he does not kind of block you over there like Bloxx or a bigger one. Here he is next to Alien Collection Swampfire. Oh, he just fell over because of Swampfire's awesomeness. But as you can see, quite a size difference that we've got going on here. Yep. So bye Swampfire, you go over here. So come on, feedback. There we go. I don't know why no one wants to stand all of a sudden. Come on. Come on. Rook, if you're gonna have to lean. You're gonna have to lean because you're being a jerk. Okay, so now we will move on to Bloxx. Oh wait, I forgot to show this off. Sorry about that. This is the little feedback figure you get with feedback for the Challenge Omnitrix. He's just kind of in a crouching pose. I'm not going to show it in the Challenge Omnitrix because it just is the same stupid things the Challenge Omnitrix does, which is fling it out like that and have a stupid battle. Okay, so here we have Bloxx. This is one of 16-year-old Ben's new aliens. He is very Lego-esque. That is because that's pretty much his powers. He is a shapeshifter, but he builds himself around like Legos. Pretty neat powers to look at. I think it was pretty fun to watch. But detail-wise, he actually looks pretty damn good. His head sculpt, I think, is really well done. They've captured it pretty decently from the show. I think they did a good job on it with all the details. The paint overall looks pretty good. I mean, it's pretty basic paint, but it's got a lot of bright colors. But they did a good job of capturing it pretty well and getting all the little base details in there, like with the little lines and stuff and these Lego pieces. Here you have the Omnitrix. It bugs me a little bit because it's weird because this one's more circular. And it looks gray even though it's supposed to be white on the outside because it's the new Omnitrix. But otherwise, all the details on him are fine. Like the others, pretty basic, but I think they did a good job on Bloxx. Articulation-wise, he can move his arms around 360, and then he can move his legs all the way around 360 like this, his little stumpy legs, and his head around 360. But there's not like a whole lot of poses you can get him into. You can just be like, raw and Bloxx and stuff. So, he's pretty cool. I actually quite enjoy him just because he looks like one of those ones that you just stepped right out of the cartoon, like one of the Alien Collection figures. Like, his design is kind of middle ground for me. I think sometimes I think it looks a little obnoxious, but at the same time I kind of like the idea of a Lego gorilla, and his powers are pretty neat to watch. But the figure itself is pretty good, and because of his overall bulkier design, he fits in more with the other Alien Collection figures that are bigger. But overall, pretty solid. And then here we have his little Omnitrix Challenge figure, which is him, as you can see, stretching his arms. And he does the same thing as the others. So overall, I have to say I'm a bit disappointed that we got a scale down for the Alien Collection. I mean, they were already small at the 4-inch, which really didn't bother me that much since they're more of like a collection type deal instead of a figure posing type deal. But the fact that we scaled it down and it's so noticeable, in particular with the bends, bothers me a little bit. I still enjoy the Alien Collection. I think it's a good, relatively price-effective way or cost-effective way to get all the figures you want from the show. But I'm just a little disappointed. I'm more disappointed in these two because they just don't look as good as some of the older human figures. But Rook's pretty decent, Feedback's decent, and Bloxx is pretty cool. So if you're a fan of the show, I can still recommend these. I think they're good little figures to have to represent it. It's just really a disappointment that we had to scale it down. But the detail, attention to detail is still pretty much there. I mean, they didn't get their faces as good, but you got like the detail parts on Rook and the weapons painted, so they're still doing a solid job on this line. So I think that is about it. Until next time, make sure you check out WritersRangersandRambles.com for Toku news in the craziest way possible. Until next time, it's Dawson Ryder, signing out.